It's your boy Deezy. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Share this video and hit the like button. I greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna get straight to this one. The reason why a lot of you parents get disrespected from your child. When your child is a child, you need to remember that you have to establish who the parent is before you want to be your child's friend. And a lot of parents don't understand that once you start allowing the child to get away with disrespecting you as a child, and you might think it's a joke, when the child becomes a teenager, they're going to disrespect you with no regards. By you establishing the relationship with your child as being their friend, friends get disrespectful with each other. Friends have fallen outs. Friends say disrespectful things to friends. But a child should never go that far with their parent. You have to have boundaries in place for the child to understand to not play with you. And if you allow a child when they are young, when they become a teenager, they're going to disrespect you. So as when a child is under 12, I say, and they're young, you have to address everything as if you're letting them know that you're the parent and you need to respect me. You have to watch conversations that you have around kids. You have to watch conversations that you have with the kids. Now, say that you're having a discrepancy with someone that you might call your associate or your friend. You don't have that conversation with your child, because your child is going to be observing you and how you handle it and how you talk to the person, and that's how they're going to learn how to develop how they handle people. A lot of parents came up with this idea that they have to be their child's friend. You become your child's friend when they turn 18, when they become grown. You don't become your child's friend as a child. You establish that you're the parent and they're the child. If you don't establish that line right there, you better know that your child is going to take them upon themselves when they feel that they get outside with friends as a teenager, that they can come back and disrespect you. And a lot of people might not believe me, because a lot of people with young kids don't understand that yet. When you get teenagers, you'll see who your child is going to develop into. Because the little, ooh, baby, come here, baby, ooh, baby, when they're little, is not the person that they're going to turn into when they become teenagers. And it's going to come from the things that they observe and the things that they see around you, the things they see out in the street, the things they see in school, the things that they see out in the world. And that's going to develop the character of the person that they are from the things that they take a liking to, from the things that attract them. You don't know what your child is going to be attracted to when they're a child. Whatever you see your child attracted to as a child, that's not what they're going to be. And I see parents really have it mistaken that when they see their child as a little kid, that they dress up and make them look nice and they want to show them off, and they see this attitude that they might have as a child, like, oh, my child is going to be like this. That is not how your child is going to be. Your child has to go through the stages of going through middle school in high school, and that's how they transition into the person that they're going to be from the things that they encounter at these stages. So you have to be very stern with your child when they're a child so that they can be able to develop to have the respect for people. Kids now don't have any respect for people because the respect is not established in the household. The parent in the household is not making sure that they have respect for them and not making sure that they have respect for others. So if you have kids that don't have respect for you as a child and don't have respect for others, when they become an adult and they feel that I'm grown or a teenage child, they're not going to have any respect for anything because they haven't been taught that. And from me having experience in being like in programs like Glenn Mills when I was young, it taught me to have respect for adults. So no matter what I've done as a child, I still understood to have respect for adults. But the kids now don't have any respect for adults because they're watching their parents be disrespectful to people, and then they're watching their parents allow them to be disrespectful. They're having certain conversations with their kids that you shouldn't even have with your kid. It's certain things that need to be separated from your child. And if you think that because you nurture your child while they're young and you allow them to go through their young days with doing certain things and letting them get away with certain things, throwing certain temper tantrums, that is only going to develop the character of a child that's going to disrespect you. The child is not going to have no respect for you. You got to know that. You cannot let your child get away with things at a young age just thinking that they're only a child. That develops the pattern of how they are going to handle things as they get older. And these behaviors start to progress. Once you allow these things, they're going to be coming at you. And it's going to get out of your control. They're going to disrespect you. You have to establish with your child that no matter what, I'm your parent and you're my child. When I'm talking, you don't get involved in my conversation. Parents would be upset with other people and be riding in the car, upset at somebody else, and have a disrespectful conversation about an adult and allow their child to intervene in their conversation just to fill the void that they're going through, not understanding that you are damaging your child. You are involving your child in a behavior that's going to be used against you. Now, this is deep. And a lot of parents don't see it like that when they got young kids, until the kid is disrespecting you, until the kid is out in the street disrespecting others, until the kid gets out there and disrespect the wrong person and they get killed. And you wondering why did this happen to my baby? Because you didn't establish for your child to have respect as a child. So when they became an adult, they were just disrespectful to whoever. And this is real rap that I'm giving out right here. And maybe some parents don't want to hear it. Some might not understand it. But if you don't establish who the parent and the child is, and you allow your child to be a grown little kid and be disrespectful, you will regret it. And another thing, if you have a father that's involved with the child, don't come in between that relationship, especially if the father is disciplining, teaching, and making sure that the kid understands their place as a child. Because parents will come in between the other parent because they have an emotional defect with the other parent. Not understanding that when the child gets older, the child is going to disrespect you. Listen to me now. When the child gets older, the child is going to disrespect you. You're not doing your child no service by treating the child as a baby because you feel like this is the job that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to nurture the child, yes, but you have to establish discipline within your child, or your child is going to disrespect you. And what happens is, when the child starts to disrespect you, you want to reach out to other people to try to help gain the respect of your child. But once a child is taken to the point where they're disrespecting the parent, it's like stealing. Once you start stealing, you'll steal forever. That's what it's like. It's like stealing. Because you'll feel that it's nothing this parent can do to me. So you're going to continue to disrespect the parent. You're going to continue to treat the parent as if you don't care. You parents can think it's a game, right? To allow your child to be disrespectful as a kid, but when the child is disrespecting you as a teenager, you're going to wish that you established those boundaries. You're going to wish that you put a system in place between you and your child to understand that you're the parent and they're the child. This is some real shit. And some parents don't want to hear it. Some don't understand it. But what I do know, us as people, you can give someone knowledge about something and you can let them know ahead of time about certain things. But us as people don't understand fully unless we're having that experience. When we have that experience, it gives a different feeling internally for you to understand. Because I remember when I had little kids, and as my kids get older, I see an older guy told me, oh, you don't have nothing to worry about while they little. You got to worry about it when they're teenagers. And I didn't understand that until I got teenagers. I didn't have the capability to register that, which most parents don't, until you get teenagers. until they disrespect you. And then you want to fix the situation. Some kids are unfixable once they get to that point. And as a parent, you got to know when to step back. Because you got to remember, you got to live as well. If you got two parents, right, that are not on the same page for whatever reason, it could be many reasons. Somebody's jealous. Somebody's greedy. Somebody wants control. If the parents ain't on the same page, trust me, your child is going to disrespect you. Now, me as a parent, I'm going to discipline my children within the law for the rest of my life. You're never going to disrespect me in my face because I'm going to discipline you within the law. I'm going to whoop your butt. I'm always going to establish. I'm never going to back off that until I can't move. I understand that when a child fears of getting in trouble, they have a different respect for things in life. A child that has no respect is because they have no fear. They don't fear any consequence. They know that they're not going to get in trouble, or the trouble that they get into isn't going to be severe. So they're going to be disrespectful. And a lot of you parents create these situations and expect someone else to fix that situation. You created that situation. You need to fix it, but you can't. Because once a person, because we're all a child at one time, right? Once a person develops the character of who they want to be, it's only going to take them to fix it. It's only going to take them to change. No matter what you say to them, no matter what program you put them in, no matter who you get to counsel them, no matter anything, it only takes that person to want different. Once they establish that they want to be a certain way, it's going to take them to change their ways. Stop enabling your kids. Be a stern parent when your kids are young so that they can understand that you are the parent. Years and years ago, mothers could handle their kids, could handle their sons. Their sons would still have respect for their mother. And it's kids that are 40, 50 years old right now that still have respect for their mother because of what she established to them as they were children. But these things are not established now. It's, I'm your friend. You can come talk to me. You can tell me anything. These are the parents that are in today's world. They're not establishing that I'm the parent and you're the child. Have respect. Don't cuss around me. You let the kids get a certain age and they're just teenagers. Talking disrespectful around the parents. Smoking weed with your kids. Why would a child have respect for you if they're going to smoke weed with you? Why would a child want to respect somebody that they sit down and get high with? I might get high one day and wake up and say, fuck you. Remember when you did this to me? It's certain things that you have to establish as a parent and set boundaries, man. And people might not agree with what I'm saying because they don't understand. But people that been through things with their children, they understand what I'm saying. They hear what I'm saying. Because this is real talk. And ain't no saving kids when they go left. All you're going to do is harm yourself. That's all you're going to do. When a kid goes left field and you try to involve yourself saying that I'm still a parent, all you're going to do is bring yourself down. Because they already established the type of person they want to be and who they are. You can't fix it. Your support ain't going to fix it. You got to let them come out of that on their own. And the thing that gets me, right? This is something major that really gets me. This is major. A lot of you parents that your kids is out of control and y'all enabled the child, y'all went through that as a child. Why wouldn't you know how to deal with the situation? Why would the cycle repeat itself? If you was a child that was fighting on your mom as a child or fighting on your dad as a child, why would you not know how to handle that with your child to make sure it doesn't get to that point? Why would that cycle repeat itself? Didn't you see what your parent did to make you go through that situation? Didn't you see the relationship you had with your parent cause the relationship to be that way? I guess not. But then you look to reach out to other people for help. Me? I ain't never jeopardizing myself ever again for nobody. And I mean that. Me as a parent, I established what I wanted and how I wanted my kids to view things and how I wanted to have respect established. But once I seen people get in between me, hold up, let me step back. I'm not jeopardizing myself ever again. And like I said, it takes a certain kind of experience for you to understand that. Everybody doesn't understand that. Kids are not toys. They are going to develop into who they are from their experiences and the things they go through. And I want to say this. This is some real stuff right here. Right, JB? Real stuff. This is some real stuff. I got to say this. Most parents become parents before they're ready to become parents. They're learning along the way. So when you don't have an idea how to be a parent and you're learning along the way, how can you teach your kid to understand what they need to do when you really don't know? I think that we have children too young. This is my thoughts. People think soon as you become 18, 20, that they're excited for someone to give birth to a child, have a child, when they don't really have no guidance. How are you going to guide another human being when you don't even have the guidance yourself? You haven't even established how you need to handle things because you have a job, because you have a car, because you rent a house somewhere, you think that you have the ability to teach someone how to become a strong person? No, because you provide a roof for a child and you pay your bills so that you can have a roof, that doesn't mean you have the ability to teach a child. This is real shit, man. I gotta say this. This is how I'm feeling today. Some people might not like it. Who cares? But this is how I'm feeling, man. Just because you provide a roof over a kid's head and you know how to go to work and get a check and pay your bills and be living check to check doesn't mean you know how to raise a kid. That does not mean that. Just because you have sex and get pregnant or the guy impregnates someone doesn't mean you know how to have kids, to raise them. That doesn't mean that. And it's like the same cycles are going over and over because people are not changing the cycle. If you knew that you had a disrespectful household as a child and things were messed up in your household, why wouldn't you try to establish your household that you create to be different? Why does it have to be the same household and the same experiences? I wonder. This is what's going on, man. And people ignore this until the kid is disrespecting them. Once the kid is disrespecting them, then they want to see what they can do. Then they want to look out for help. You needed to establish that when the child was young about respecting you and you're the parent and we're not friends. I don't want to be your friend as a child. When you become an adult and you establish your life, then we can be friends. Because you're responsible for you. I'm not going to be friends with somebody that I'm responsible for. But that's the problem. And it's a lot more I can say about this topic. And I'm going to come back to this topic again at another time when I feel like it. But I touched on some points here, man. Hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe. I gave some valuable information in this live. But some can ignore it, especially the ones that got little kids. But when the kid becomes a teenager and they disrespect you, wonder why. Hey, man, leave a comment, man. Let me know how you feel about the situation, man. Let me know if you got some problems going on with your kids. The number's there. You can hit the number. Let me know. It's not about the setback. It's about the get back.